I doubt if she moving her mom's. Really? Oh, it says. Right back, they tripping all these.
Oh, you was just on here and you was talking?
I didn't talk. I had my own music.
Oh.
I got it on.
I thought they told us not to talk yet. They're going to tell us when to talk. Right now, we're talking over them. They're live. Right, so y'all be quiet for a minute.
Get out of my room.
Welcome back to another episode of the Holy Cannabis Show with your hostess, Marvina, and joined with me,
Henderson.
Yes, my wonderful, wonderful husband, Mr. Henderson. We are about to introduce the family.
I got my kinfolks in this zone. It's about to be live.
All right, everybody, start unmuting quietly. Just
Live
unmute.
at 55.
Live at 55.
Today would have been our 55th family reunion, and we would have been balling out of control in Chicago. You hear me? We would have been going ham in Chicago. But guess
Everybody
what?
unmute.
Because of COVID and the Delta strain and everything, the elders in our family and the whole family got on one accord, and we decided to take that joint viral. So if anybody is experiencing delays with Zoom, hey, it's our fault. It's our fault. We shut down Zoom today.
That's right.
But check this out. You can watch the show on manifesttv.status if you're on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, Status Network LLC. You're on Periscope or Twitter, Status_Network_. You're on Amazon, Fire Stick, Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV, YouTube, Manifest TV.
That's right.
Now, and then you can call the show 470-251-4647 if you got any questions or opinions or comments about anything we talk about on the show today.
That's right. All right, let's go ahead and hear some singing today. We want to hear the family sing a family song. So on the count of 3, can we get everybody on one accord?
I'm finna bring my kinfolks in here. Hey, kinfolk, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all live right now, kinfolk. How y'all doing?
That's us on that little thing. Yeah.
How y'all doing? Y'all live right now. Sean Brown, get down in Chi-Town. What's happening out there? I see you, cousin. All right, look at here. On the count of 3, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I love y'all very, very much. I love y'all very much. And so today I felt it only befitting to share with our viewers and our friends worldwide and take my whole family worldwide. So now my whole family is worldwide. I got cousins, uncles, aunties, sisters, nephews, everybody on the joint. So we're going to sing a little bit of our family song so we can get on with the rest of the show.
Over there?
So we're going to sing our family song on the count of 3 here.
Right.
1, 2, 3. Hit that.
Did you put the stuff in the bag?
Right on, right on, right on. Right on, Kimbo, right on, right on.
All right.
All right. So now, Kim folks, I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all have a good time today. All right.
All right. Shouts out.
Love y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming.
Bye.
Peace.
All right. That was amazing.
That was
Got the
wild.
family on there. That's right. That
Took
was
my whole
amazing.
family life.
All right, so welcome back again. We have a whole episode to go over today, and we want to start out just by saying thank you all again for watching for another week of the Holistic Cannabis Show. We're going to make this show great for you. If you have any comments or questions, please give us a call. And Mr. Henderson gave you the number 470-251-4647. All right, and we have the cannabis letter that we want to let y'all know that if you write in and email to the to the Holistic Cannabis Show at gmail.com, you can also send information on the show to our questions about cannabis that you have about in your community, and we can answer that for you. Also, if you have any financial or credit repair questions, you can ask Mr. Henderson, and he'll be more than happy to answer that for you. All right, so again, happy birthday to the September birthdays, all right? And we have one special one in the house today. Mr. Henderson is going to celebrate, so we're counting down, and we're excited about that birthday coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And our daughter's birthday as well, and our anniversary. So, yes, so shouts out to us. Because we have made it. 1, 2, 3. Woo, we have made it. All right. So anybody else that have a September birthday, we want to say hello to you. We got a little list. Miss Auntie Marietta.
Everett Stokes
There you go.
is celebrating a birthday in September. Mario Reed is celebrating a birthday in September. Normal Henderson. Me. I'm celebrating my birthday in September.
That's right.
My daughter, Nia Henderson, is celebrating a birthday in September. Auntie Marietta, my sister Marion, oh man, my homeboy Timmy, oh, it's birthdays all over the joint. My niece, Katie Renee, her birthday, man, it's getting down with the get down in the month of September. My cousin Christian, what's up, Christian? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people I know got, wonderful people that I know got birthdays in September. September is what it is. That's if you was born in other time, it's your fault.
All right. Y'all heard that. September it is. It is what it is. The family reunion. All right. Anniversary.
Reunion, wedding anniversary.
Anniversary.
We've been together for 15 years.
15? It's been that long.
It's been that long, man.
15
years.
Oh, my goodness. And they was talking about how every family reunion I was pregnant. Okay. Oh, man.
That was pretty much the standard.
That was pretty much the standard. But I'm not pregnant this time.
Not this time, though.
All right. Well, we want to...
My cousin said it was because we were virtual.
No way. All right. So again, the 1-year anniversary for the Atlanta, not the Atlanta Academy, but the Gift of Life Community Home, which is a nonprofit that we share here in Georgia, has been here for 1 whole year. So shouts out, happy 1st year anniversary. So if you all don't know, we're having a mega sale. So come on out to 820 Highway 138 in Riverdale, Georgia, so you can get some discount on herbs, vitamins, minerals, your nutrients, all the kind of good stuff you need. We also have a wonderful scan system that actually views your body. It goes through your body and it checks out what's going on in your body, including how to use the, there it is right there. So that's the wonderful scan, and you're able to, find out what's wrong with you. Over 43 different body systems. Yes. So you would love that scan, and I'm giving discounts if you all come out through the month of September for your discount on that scan, only $50, and you can get a full body scan. This is like your whole complete physical, you guys, and you can get that for only $50. And plus I give results recommendations, including cannabis recommendations, so I can give you a strain based on what's going on in your body system. All right, now for our classes, all right, we got classes getting ready to start, and we also have a wonderful woman who is responsible masterminding this 420 event. So we're going to get her on after this commercial break and have her to tell you all about the 420 fashion show, the runway edition, all the way out in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, so we're going to get her on in just a second. and we're going to show this video remembering 9/11, because 9/11 was here and people died, and we have a lot of children who were born during that era. I remember having my own oldest daughter during that era. And do you all remember what was going on during 9/11? So we're going to watch that quick video while we get our next guest, and stay tuned after this.
But it has been 19 years since those terror attacks of September 11th, 2001.
Yeah, it's one of the darkest days in American history all over the country. Americans will reflect and remember the nearly 3,000 lives lost that day and the thousands who died from illnesses and the wars that followed.
This morning, countless remembrance memorials are being held across the country, including here in Kern County. 17's Taylor Schaub is live at Station 15 this morning. That's where Bakersfield Fire and Police Departments will hold their annual ceremony virtually. Taylor?
Well, good morning, Maddie. Local law enforcement and first responders will be here all morning long as they honor the victims of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. As you can see behind me, this statue has been here for a few years now and is meant to signify the lives that were lost that day. And as we take a look back at how the 9/11 attacks impacted us here in Kern County.
The images are indelible, the fear was palpable, and the bravery is undeniable.
I think none of us should feel secure. I think we need to be prepared.
The heart-wrenching scene on September 11, 2001. A moment that forever changed our country and left a lasting imprint 3,000 miles away in Kern County.
At 10 a.m., the City Emergency Operations Center was prepared for operation.
But this attack, meant to divide our united nation, instead inspired it as thousands of first responders came together at the rubble of Ground Zero, including members of the Bakersfield and Kern County Fire Departments, deployed to our country's shattered symbol of defense, the Pentagon.
It didn't really look real. It looked like something that a movie set had put together. You know, some Hollywood producer thought this thing up.
Then there were the millions of everyday Americans, many like you and me, who asked simply, what can I do? Never was the giving spirit of the Golden Empire on such display. Lines seemingly miles long, full of Kern County residents looking to give blood to their fellow brothers and sisters.
It's not that I have family or friends over there, but I'm an American, and that makes them family and friends.
We need to rebuild those towers. We should rebuild them one-story higher.
Prayer was also in the air as people from every faith came together to pray in one voice.
It's very beautiful to see how everybody's like become one family here.
And finally, the millennial generation exposed to the terrors never seen on American soil.
Be seen on TV. Plane crashes and all kinds of buildings crashing.
Do you understand why?
Not really.
Is it scary?
Very scary.
So as the darkness of 2020 rages on this day, we are reminded that no matter the challenge, Kern County and our country can overcome the odds.
A truly unforgettable event that happened some 19 years ago, and joining me right.
All right, so 19 is now going on 20 years that we're talking about 9/11 happening, and it was a tragic event. I remember that was one of the reasons that drove me to join the military. And all of those people lost their lives, and I mean, we couldn't even do anything about it. We watched I remember watching as planes actually crashed into these towers on the news. It was like a devastation. But we're going to talk a little bit about that a little later. But for now, we have a wonderful, wonderful event I was talking about that is 420 Fashion. It is a cannabis fashion statement, and I have the mastermind behind it, Miss Marvina Thomas, and she's going to talk to you guys and tell you all what's going to happen this weekend. All right, Miss Marvina, how are you today? I can't hear you. You're on mute, I believe. There you
there I go.
There you go. All right, now tell us a little bit about what you're doing and who you are.
Okay. Know who I am. Okay, my name is Marvina Thomas, and I am the CEO and founder of Trinity Care, which I have 2, going on 3 treatment centers that I own. I own 14 group homes where we help men and women get off drugs and alcohol, and then we get them back into society. Okay. And then I have a licensed kitchen where we supply over 50 dispensaries in the state of Arizona, and also have a CBD line where we mail out, you know, the skincare line. And from all my companies, a percentage goes back to the group homes just to help them get clothing, because I have a lot of clients that come in on a daily that don't have shoes, don't have clothes. And I mean, when they come in, they come in with paper clothes. So I got tired of seeing what was coming in, and I just decided, you know, we're going to raise this money. So the reason why I'm doing this fashion show, 1, to make a statement. That's number 1. Number 2, just to show women that are goddess. Women are powerful. Yeah, the plant is powerful, and it's a beat. So I'm, you know, for this event that's coming up on Saturday, it's our fashion show and dancing. It's going to be epic. I'm here now with the dancers, doing the last routine and fitting. I mean, it's so much of doing this event. It's like I'm pulling my hair, that little bitty hair that I do got left. But, you know, I'm loving every bit of it. And 100% of the proceeds that we make from this event is going towards the group homes. I'm very, very excited. The young lady who's making our clothing is Miss Toe. She is a fashion designer from New York Fashion, and she designed my clothing wear. So it's going to be awesome, 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 and I cannot wait. And my nerves getting bad about a minute, let me tell you. It's a moment, let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing right now.
That's awesome. All right. So did we show her wonderful picture of the flyer and everything, and how everybody's getting ready to do this thing?
Yes, it's awesome. So excited.
Yes. And what can you tell us where it's going to be located and the event?
Okay, Arizona at the it's right next to ASU, which of the company that is called Fabrics, and they do a lot of the fashion shows there. And it's September 11th. Is the day of.
All right, there you go. Well, we're excited. We're going to be in the house. You know.
For the support, much love.
Yes, much love and support, and we appreciate you for coming on the show and talking about this event, this immaculate event, and we're just so proud of you, and we know you're going on to bigger and greater things, and I know you told me about New York. Tell us a little bit about New York, just a preview.
We're going to be taking this fashion show here to New York Fashion Week, so yes. Yay. So this little bit, you know, what to expect when we get to New York, even though I went last year and I was just so amazed of all the work and the clothing. It was so exciting. I was just like, oh my God, I wish I could do that. And I was like, you know what? Not wish, I am going to do it.
You are going to do it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Arizona, I mean, we're getting so many people coming at us with the news is going to be there. I got people from all over this flying in. Yay. So I'm loving this, you know, I'm excited, nervous at the same time, like the truth be told. But you know what? You know, I almost want to cry, because it's like something that I thought of and now is coming into an existence, you know? And I always tell people, you know, what you do in the dark always come to light.
Yes.
I thank God for him giving me the knowledge and people to come and help me and work as a team to put this show on.
Yes.
We hired, I think it's 20 dancers right now that's dancing as we speak, learning the steps. We have 20 models, and I have my mom is modeling. My boys are modeling. My granddaughter is modeling. But we got every shape, size, color. Don't matter. It's all about us and doing the darn thing, you know?
There you go. You got to. We are so proud of you. We know we have done the fashion, the Natural to Life fashion show in Dallas, Texas, and so we want to plan on collaborating here in Georgia with you on more fashion. So hey, the sky's the limit. We got something next in store for you, and God does too. So we appreciate you again. Have a wonderful rest of the day. I know you're busy, and keep in touch. We'll see you on next week.
Okay, thank you. Much love. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, honey.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Y'all see, we have some wonderful guests. I mean, she was amazing. She is so excited. I remember that feeling. I remember getting ready for fashion shows. You remember that? We went through, and it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of money put into these events. So we know how it is. We wish her well, wish her luck, and we'll be in the building next Saturday for that fashion show. All right, so up next, we want to talk about why the FDA has not approved cannabis, but they have approved the Pfizer COVID vaccine. So we have this topic that we're going to discuss real quick, and I have some information about it, because they actually said that the only state, well, the difference between approving FDA approving vaccines and weed. So at the Food and the Drug Administration, they moved to approve Pfizer's COVID vaccine. Y'all know that, right? So everybody was all applauding, you know, shouts out to the COVID vaccine Pfizer company. All right. So at somewhere quick to point out that the cannabis is said to have no medicinal value by the organization. We're trying to sow seeds of doubt about the vaccine. So they're trying to sow the seeds of doubt, but they're not realizing that they still have not approved or said anything about the cannabis being even an alternative for inflammation and all of the great things that we talk about, right? And so a long-time cannabis advocates who actually change laws as opposed to focusing their attention on social media notoriety, attempting to compare the two doesn't make sense. All right, so it says Normal Deputy Director Paul Armentano was quick to tell LA Weekly that attempting to compare the pace the Pfizer vaccine made it through the FDA process to cannabis is like comparing apples to oranges. No, I beg to differ. But let's get on, because we're going to learn more about why Pfizer's COVID vaccination was approved before anything going on with the cannabis industry, right? So it says that the existing FDA approval system is designed for the assessment of privately produced compounds that go through conventional P1, P2, and P3 trials. So the Pfizer vaccine comports with the existing regulatory model. Cannabis does not. So it is an illicit botanic product, Armentino said. An illicit botanic product. Y'all hear this already? All right. Armentino went on to explain that the FDA approval process is not designed to evaluate such products. In fact, under the existing regulatory and legal environment, there is no process for which the FDA could review or approve herbal cannabis. All right, so we got to find out how and get this started. As acknowledged by the DEA and others who are familiar with the process, Armentino said, the DEA acknowledged this publicly in 2006 and has done so repeatedly since. So we asked Armentino if the recent move by the DEA to increase the pool of producers of research-grade marijuana could be the gateway to changes at the FDA. All right, so they have to go through that process. We want to talk about that. So it potentially could be, Armentino replied, when the system was set up in 1968. And keep in mind that the system as it was envisioned more than 50 years ago is essentially remained unchanged since that time. So they have not even upgraded the system of the FDA. This system was established to promote limited federal research. The system was never established with the intent of potentially bringing any sort of whole plant cannabis drug to market. And so not surprisingly, one could not engage in such an endeavor with this system in place as currently it is. So currently the system does not want to legalize or FDA approve cannabis, right? Armentino went on to explain that anyone who wanted to bring the cannabis-derived products forward for trials would have to be a legally licensed producer of whole plant cannabis and then conduct the necessary phase 1, phase 2, and ultimately phase 3 trials to establish safety and efficacy of the use of herbal cannabis to treat a specific medical condition. Then they'd have to bring that data to the FDA for review. All right, but now with the expansion of the DEA licensing system to induce private entities that would therefore be legally permitted to grow marijuana for clinical research purposes, it is possible or theoretical that one of these licensed entities could be growing marijuana, all right, for the purpose of ultimately trying to create a dozer of clinical research data. All right, establishing the safety and efficacy of those whole plant marijuana or their whole plant marijuana product, whether it is a tincture or an extract or a concentrate derived from the whole plants that would that they grow under the federal license, Armentino said. So he also said, and he believes that they would have at least a theoretical route with which to engage in those processes. So for the future, it remains to be seen who those newly licensed entities are and whether it is the intent of any of these entities that are granted a license to ultimately try to bring the FDA approved marijuana product to the market. All right. We asked Armentano if it was reasonable to suspect the newly licensed farms could be licensed by larger entities to try and develop these products to run through FDA testing with the eventual goal of bringing the market. All right, they are seen as very attractive to large entities that might potentially have the capital or the experience bringing new drugs to market. Although, again, when they're talking about botanical products, that wouldn't be a space that most of the major sort of conventional pharmaceutical entities would have a whole lot of experience in, okay? Armentino replied that they have experience isolating single synthetic compounds. Remember the word synthetic. All right, so they have isolated synthetic compounds, testing these compounds, and then bringing those compounds to the market to try to treat a single endpoint. So FDA approvals means nothing holistic, nothing organic, nothing of God's doing. It was synthetic, made in the lab. We don't have anything against people that make things in the lab, but we know that natural products, they said, are not going to gain that FDA approval at this point. Armentino closed by emphasizing it is important to understand the context of a lot of the cannabis research up to this point. He doesn't want people to think that blind placebo tests involving cannabis research aren't happening. It's just that they're happening in the pursuit of expanding knowledge as opposed to making a buck. So there is only so much money for the kind of research to happen. So it's about money, all right? They're just doing it for research purposes. We're one of those entities really trying to bring marijuana to the market. They could theoretically do a phase 3 trial using the design, Armentino said, and it would just have to include a lot more people and be longer in duration. And then they have to actually take that data and go to the FDA, which of course they couldn't do because they would have no proprietary rights over the marijuana they use, because right now to do the trial they had to get the marijuana from the University of Mississippi. All right. In the end, to get the FDA to move on marijuana's medical value, someone will have to really want to make a buck off of it. And we know that this is a billion-dollar industry. There is a lot of companies that if they knew how to do the 1, 2, 3 trials or gave up the money for it collectively, that it will probably pass. It will probably become FDA approved. But again, that synthetic that they've talked about before, we still got to get through that because, again, cannabis, they want the real natural, holistic, whole plant cannabis. So we're working on that as well. All right, so in the end, to get the FDA to move on marijuana's medical value, someone have to really want to make a buck. One person that's had a long history of trying to prove medical value to the FDA is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies founder Rick Doblin. So Doblin has worked long and hard over the years to clinicalize the debate around the value of cannabis and other substances like the MDMA for medical value. We asked if it was tough to compare the clinical trials he's gone through over the years with what happened with the Pfizer approval. Yes, it's very different, Doblin replied, but the FDA does want to regulate botanical medicines. They are trying to find ways to make that happen. They've already said that we can look at the toxicity of the safety profile without having to identify all of the different ingredients in the plants and do in separate studies with each of them. Then we can say, or we can do safely, just on the outcomes to the people in general without having to piece apart the mechanism or mechanical medicine. It's been such simplified because the FDA does want to try to regulate chemical medicines and botanical medicines that aren't necessarily as controversial as marijuana. Doblin said that this the most recent study regards to PTSD in veterans proved safety but not efficacy. Many have argued and a big reason for that was the quality of medical cannabis they have access to for the research. So we asked Doblin to weigh in on the popular take. Possibly yes, and for our new study, we are importing marijuana from somewhere. We're not sure where yet. So they're talking about Australia, Canada, Israel, most likely, he was saying. And Doblin noted even with the recent openings of DEA-approved farms, he expects it to be a year and a half at the very least before the domestic supply of true research-grade cannabis is stable enough to use for research purposes. So y'all heard it, all right? If you want to read some more on that article, it was in the laweekly.com. You can go and find that article, the difference between FDA approving vaccines and weed. All right, so on to our next topic. I wanted to just share with you guys how we have sponsors for our businesses. Now we have a couple of photos of our different sponsors, and Mr. Henderson has a wonderful announcement to make about Boom, right? This is a big thing that these companies that you're connecting with, you're able to have those partnerships.
Oh, yep. Recently we made a partnership with Boom. Which is a software that allows you to report your rent to all three bureaus. We can report your present rent or 2 years past. Now, what is going to show up on your credit report as it's going to show up as an installment loan. As an installment trade line, I'm sorry, not a loan, but an installment trade line. Okay. It could boost your credit. It could boost your credit scores. Because for a while, if you were renters, you paid your rent to a landlord, and the landlord didn't give you anything back for what you paid in your rent. So as a renter, you have no benefit to renting that property other than temporarily occupying that property until you either buy a house or move out, right?
That's right.
Well, now you have an opportunity as a renter that if you pay your rent, you can have your rent reported to your credit bureau. All you have to have is a formal lease.
Right.
Go to the website, www.nthcredit.net, or you can call 888-959-2093. You can send an email to nthcredit@gmail.com for more info about it. But there is a particular part of that program where they will pay your rent and then bill you later for that rent that they paid. It's just an option for anybody who needs to make a move around without jeopardizing the rent being paid. So what they'll do is they'll split their rent payment with you.
Awesome. Now that's something to celebrate.
That's cool right there.
And then they report it to your credit,
And
right?
then it's going to be reported to your credit report.
Okay. All right. So how do you get that again? What is it called? And how do people go and sign up for that on your website?
You could come to our website, www.nthcredit.net. Drop us a message. You can email us at nthcredit@gmail.com. You can call us at 888-959-2093, extension 102. If you're interested in signing up. We have partnered with other trade line providers as well. So if you're establishing business and you would like to establish your business credit, we do have trade lines and vendors available for those too.
Yes.
So we're trying to put everybody on the money. Go get the money.
There you go. There's no excuse, no reason why anybody, including our families, should have bad credit or not know how to get better credit. Now, I know we also did something just recently called the NTH taxes. So now, instead of having just credit and financial services, we have included taxes with that and joined the partnership of One Stop Taxes to create One Stop Taxes /nthtaxes.com. Well, /NTH taxes. So we have a photo of that, so you can find out how you can become a member and receive all of the benefits, plus sign up to get your own franchise and make some shmoney. Yes, make this money. All right, so we're going to show that in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, I had a wonderful article. If you all are on our mailing list, if you're not on our mailing list, please join our mailing list, because we have a lot of information on the cannabis industry, along with the partners for our sponsor through the Gift of Life Community Home. All right, so let's pull that up and I can read it a little bit to you. As far as the members are concerned, let's see. All right, so
what comes with getting a membership?
What comes with getting the membership? The membership is individual. There's 3 types of memberships, by the way. So there's the individual, and it could be if you live in state or out of state. Then there's the business, and then there's the nonprofit. Now, nonprofits are wonderful to us because you don't have to use our nonprofit, but you can use our area. Our location may be in the area that you may be able to help the people that you want to, help. We don't try to take all the area. We're not dominating areas. We're working with other nonprofits and so and other businesses. So with the businesses, you get to advertise on the show, like here. You get to have your pictures and advertise your marketing flyers or whatever on the show. We talk about them. Also, for those who join in as a member, they get access to credit repair discounted. They also get access to a location. So if they need to use the location again in our area, you need to come in and maybe use a desk. We have optional desk spaces you can lease out for the day. And if you want to meet somebody there, we also have event space. So if they have an event and they want to have something at the location, being a member allows them to use that space for whatever event that they have. Whether they have to set the time, of course, and rent that space out, but that's available. All right. So again, if you want to join in those memberships, please do so. The Gift of Life has joined the membership with the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to just talk about that a little bit. As far as I don't see it. Let's see. All right. Okay, I see now. Here we go. All right. So if anybody wants to join in again, please feel free to contact me, and you can get that that welcome email sent out to you as well. All right, Mr. Henderson, exemption letters. So we are doing the exemption letters. So if you are one of those employees that are needing to be exempt from your employer, we do a conscious exemption letter. So we'll send it to you, and so you can see if that's something that your employer will take. And we have our own reasonings, and those have been reasonings that have passed through a lot of other jobs and employers. So please contact us if you are in need of an exemption letter. All right. We also are doing massages. We're doing the heated massages. Mr. Henderson, you want to talk about that? Tell them how those massages help with pain management.
Yeah, you take the massage and you just apply heat to it using a massage oil, It's called cryo scan machine. Yeah, it gives you heat massages to them tired muscles. You know, my muscles be tired. I be needing them, but they feel good and they work.
They do. Awesome. So great. So you've gotten a couple of those. Yeah, those are some wonderful massages. All right. So again, we have the nonprofit that partners with the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, none other than the Gift of Life Community Home. All right. And so forth. For immediate release, we are also sending this to press. For Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, they state that if Georgians want to have a great medical cannabis law, they're going to have to continue to fight for it. So here in the state of Georgia, we got work to do. All right, that means that the passing of House Bill 324, HB 213, and Senate Bill 195 will provide us with the direction within 1 year of awarding the 6 licensings. On April the 2nd, 2019, the Georgia General Assembly passed House Bill 324, titled Georgia's Hope Act, which authorizes Georgia Access to Medical Cannabis Commission to oversee the regulated licensing of limited in-state cultivation, production, manufacturing, and sale of low THC oil registry. Governor Kemp signed the bill into law on April the 17th, 2019. Georgia's Hope Act, official code of Georgia, annotated, took effect July the 1st, 2019, and the commission is administratively attached to the office of the Georgia Secretary of State. All right, so the first commission members were appointed in November 2019, and 7 members of the committee, the chair and the 2 members are appointed by the governor, 2 members are appointed by the lieutenant governor, and 2 members appointed by the Speaker of the House. All that to say who the commissioners are and how and where they work joined together. The licensing was awarded to the following companies: True Leave, Nature's GA, Botanical Science, FFD Georgia, TheraTrue Georgia, and Truvana Remedy. All right. The competitive application requests for proposals for Class 1 and Class 2 production licenses, Georgia Procurement Registry, opened November the 23rd and at 5:22 p.m. and it closed January 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So they only left it open for about 6 months. They didn't want a lot of people to join it, even though there was over 27 applicants for this. All right, so new careers and help to patients. But are the possibilities of new career, local businesses, and job labor opened up by the full implementation of the new laws set in place to move forward? Well, let's see. All right, think about this for a moment. Based on a report from Seattle-based Headset Incorporated, the average consumption of cannabis by a patient in U.S. costs $3,150 per year, $3,150. All right, and so if we look at that, in fact, Georgia's population is probably about 10 million. All right, people, and if only 1 out of those 10 people take advantages of the use of medical cannabis as their medication, the math is very simple. 3,150 times 1,040,000 people. That would roughly be $3,276 million. All right, so these numbers may stagger anyone's imagination, and this could be the economic potential of the implementation of passing the new laws. Again, this is only if 1 out of 10 people, all right, decide to use medical cannabis. All right, now what if more? All right, which is a reasonable assumption. Obviously, for this to happen, the industry will have to be fully operational. That means everybody, all hands on deck. Everybody needs to join in this cannabis movement. This industry is about to be booming if you all take advantage of the endless possibilities. All right, so obviously, for this to happen, the industry will have to be fully operational. As validation of this type of revenue, Pharmacology University cites that the Mayo Clinic recommends that for epilepsy, for the most part, patients are recommended to take 300 milligrams of CBD oil per day, all right, which is 9 grams a month, and at $50 per gram. If you're lucky enough to even find it that low of a price, this equals $450 per month, or $5,450 per year. In addition, Pharmacology University carefully states that if a pound of medical cannabis in Georgia imitates the average price per pound in the rest of the country, for the state of Georgia to fulfill the demand, it will have to produce a minimum of 1,755,000 pounds a year, which in the population of 1 million, only equates to 1.6 per pound, or 1.67 pounds per patient per year at 2.25 ounces per month per patient, and are incredibly conservative estimates as well. So that we can get an idea of what we are talking about, please know that a 10,000 square foot space could produce 1,500 pounds per year. All right, so the variables are enormous based on growing methodologies and strains. Therefore, Georgia could need over 10,000 square foot growth facilities to meet the demands and the needs of the patients. But we already know they've already made that choice to do 6 licenses. 2 of them were 100,000 square foot, and the rest of them, were the other 4, was 50,000 square foot facilities. So that's still not enough for the amount of facilities that Georgia needs, but this is a start. This is going to start and help the industry see what it looks like. So the next round of individuals, or the next people who actually applied, I think they should get the licensing for the next round. All right, so if you all are listening, those who placed their applications and more should be considered first for the next round of applicants that will be going forward, since we will need more. Those few licenses that they have would probably not be enough. All right, because more people are choosing to switch over to a non-toxic medication that is going to help people sustain their health and wellness, and I'm here to help. So I'm going to spread the word. People like you who watch our show is going to help spread the word, and there's going to be people with cards popping up all over everywhere. I have my card. I'm excited about having a card, and wherever I go, if I need my card, I can just pull out my card, So on to the point, why would we need the career training? For those with no legal experience to put on a resume, training greatly increases your chances of getting a job. All right, so you want to have that marijuana cannabis industry on your resumes, and this is why. On average, a marijuana business owner gets over 200 resumes for every opening they post. With the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science and the Gift of Life Community Home on your resume, you will stand out from the crowd. All right, and that states me. So I know for sure because I've talked to a lot of the owners. So many owners across the nation have been taking our course, and they all agree that they will look for the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science and trained employees first when interviewing for entry-level dispensary employees. So as they know, our course gives them the cannabis knowledge to help them succeed. Certainly not every business owner has heard of us, but all owners can agree that some training is better than no training at all. So hey, we're going to train you. I was in the military, so I'll make sure it's trained and bound in your brain. All right, so see our social media pages for testimonials on the classes because of House Bill 324, which was signed into law April 17th of 2019. I was actually there. All right. Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science owner and director, myself, was a large veteran multiple sclerosis advocate for herself and epileptic daughter, and her time spent rallying under the Gold Dome, all right, or the state's capital, what they want to call it, showed her courageous determination, which is myself, showed my courageous determination to help Georgia lawmakers provide cannabis education to the state. The state has much work to do. For example, House Bill 324 grants the state's roughly 9,500 registered medical marijuana patients a way to legally obtain the product that they have been allowed to possess and use. And it has gained and gone up because now people are realizing that there's going to be dispensaries here. They want to go ahead and start getting those licenses or those cards. Again, if you need access to a card, I do have a doctor who recommends cards for your condition. So you have to have already like an underlying condition that qualifies, pain being one, epilepsy, cancer, ALS, multiple sclerosis, epilepsy. I said epilepsy. And what are the other ones?
Tuesday. I think you covered them all.
Well, there's 16
in the state
of Georgia, and I heard that Texas has gained access to cannabis as well for more than that one condition that they used to have, just epilepsy. So congratulations to Texas and Governor Abbott. We're not going to talk about what else he's talking about in Texas, but on to the point of Georgia and cannabis. Georgia law has allowed patients approved by a physician, most that are not educated on cannabis or the endocannabinoid system or not taught in medical schools, to possess up to 20 fluid ounces of cannabis oil. All right. And so since 2015, but the sale of transportation of the oil was prohibited. On November 12, 2019, Georgia's top elected leaders moved forward with a program to provide medical marijuana to the state's 15,000 registered patients. Again, nearly 7 months after Governor Brian Kemp signed it into law, the law further appointed staff and members of the commission we talked about that still need further education. And we have even extended to educate those who don't have that education to come on, join the classes for free. And we'll educate you on cannabis, the terpenes, how it helps medically, how it helps in getting into business, the investment by Mr. Henderson, the cultivation aspect by Mr. Dean Sines, how to grow it. And you get an actual booklet to actually show forth in that. We have a class coming up with the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, if we can get that poster posted up, that's going on. And so now we're going to be educating under the nonprofit. All right. And that nonprofit agency, I'm sorry.
I like that song though.
Okay. All right, so that song, I'm sorry, I should have told him to mute that song, but that is Georgia Cannabis Academy, and with the Gift of Life Community Home. And what you will learn from the classes offered in Georgia are comprehensive from seed to sale, cultivation to business, medical cannabis to agricultural hemp, state-specific laws, and what to expect in medical marijuana dispensaries, how marijuana helps patients, and the power of different cannabinoids and terpenes, marijuana and the symptoms that it can minimize or alleviate, all marijuana products that may be available, and how to use how to direct the patient to use them without overuse and negative effects for low THC oil. Also, we talk about how to recommend the appropriate marijuana dosage and administration routes based upon the healthcare diagnosis. I know it's a lot. How to greet customers, speak with them, understand their needs, and recommend the most appropriate marijuana product and dosage to help them have a positive experience. The endocannabinoid system. Learn how this little known system in your body uses the cannabinoids to help alleviate ailments. The main cannabinoids in cannabis. You're going to be learning how to manage the point of sale systems, a day in the life of the dispensary, and now you can obtain a career and information in the new health coaching industry. So if you want to own your own dispensary or actual practice, not even a dispensary, you can now have a practice working alongside of these doctors who never went to medical school, right? So you can say rent out a space in their office or be your own office, so you can meet people on Zoom and have Zoom teleconference or health calls to find out how their condition is related to a cannabis strain that their doctor can recommend for them in their health ailments. Isn't that awesome? All right, so it's called the Medical Cannabis Health Coaching, and you get the credentials of MCHC, and that will be available through the Gift of Life Community Home, which is a nonprofit that has partnered with the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. So who they are, they're basically a company that talks about diseases and how to overcome them by learning how to help your own nutritional value. So you learn about more than 175 healing foods, from apples to aloe, from plums to peppers, and from different nuts to wheatgrass. Your mission here being to educate you in learning how to treat your body or your temple the way nature and God intended. Whether you are seeking to maintain your good health, wellness, or to target a particular disorder or a life problem, the Gift of Life Community Home Incorporated, you will find everything you need to capture the incredible healing properties of food. All right, and then it says from AIDS to wound healing. You can register, attend any of their There are classes at the giftoflifecommunityhome.wordpress.com, or you can go to giftoflifecommunityhome.org and you can sign up for any of those classes. Again, that's where our memberships are, and you can join in and we can get this money together. All right, so you will be sponsoring the show, so every week we can get the information and the news out to all of our listeners and viewers. You can take a part in the classes, you can teach. We're also looking to hire individuals as well as the health coaches who will be working out in our home care agency. So we have the home care for our health coaches that go through the classes to get those degrees. So we're looking for you to join in it, and we're on Labor Day special. So we're only having this special for limited time, and classes start September the 18th. If you didn't know, join, call us now, 404-631-6360. Again, 404-631-6360. And if we do have a photo, if that photo could be showed of the classes that we have going on. All right, no more. Okay, well, that wraps it up, I guess, for this week. We are glad again that you joined us. That's great. If you were, and have a safe Labor Day and happy holiday to everyone watching. Until next week. Peace.
My kinfolk's in there.